Some actors were born to play superheroes, but sometimes it takes a little while to find them. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 great superhero recasting choices.
We have it in us to be the better man.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at actors in superhero movies and TV shows that outshone their predecessor in one way or another. Portrayals of anti-heroes will also be permitted, but great supervillain recasting choices will have to be saved for another time. Number 10. Karl Urban as Judge Dredd, replacing Sylvester Stallone.
Thanks for the heads up.
Fans of the Judge Dredd comic book series would have been in for quite a surprise the first time they sat down to watch Sly Stallone's interpretation of the character.
I am the law!
Fortunately for them, nearly 2 decades after the original movie, Karl Urban presented a dark, gritty interpretation that was far closer to the source material than anyone could have expected. While Sly delivered an incredibly quotable, over-the-top, high-intensity, and campy performance, Urban's Dredd was direct, understated, and unbelievably intimidating. This is the definitive on-screen adaptation of the character fans were waiting for.
That's not good.
Number 9. Nicholas Hoult as Beast, replacing Kelsey Grammer.
Hard to believe this one's fitting.
Kelsey Grammer played Hank McCoy in only one film of the original X-Men trilogy, but his performance was one of the highlights of X-Men: The Last Stand. Still, Nicholas Hoult's version of Beast added depth and emotion to a character that might have been nothing more than the big blue guy in another actor's hands.
Don't mock me.
Hoult settles further into the role as the series develops, doing justice to the character's dual personalities. But his romantic scenes with Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique are where he really shines. His gentle yet intense performance humanizes the character, to the point that we can't imagine anyone else filling Beast's overly large boots.
I think the world needs the X-Men.
Number 8. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, replacing Lynda Carter.
And the wonders you can do.
Although others have played the part, Lynda Carter remains the definitive Wonder Woman for many, and the one that Gal Gadot was inevitably going to draw comparisons to as the DC Extended Universe's version of the Amazon. 70s special effects and Carter's superhero twirls aside, Gadot was ready to redefine Wonder Woman. She draws from Carter's legendary sass, but otherwise takes the character in a different direction. Gadot's Wonder Woman is sarcastically charming and always up for a challenge, but she also has an arsenal of weapons and an extra layer of strength that makes her an equal to Superman on the battlefield.
It is our sacred duty to defend the world, and it's what I'm going to do.
Number 7. Tom Holland as Spider-Man, replacing Andrew Garfield.
I just did 80% of your job.
Many Spider-Man fans wanted to see Andrew Garfield return to the role of everyone's favorite web-slinger in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Others worried that Tom Holland was too inexperienced to hold his own against the big names on Marvel's roster. But in his brief appearance in Captain America: Civil War, Holland showed true cinematic flair, more than standing up to the rest of the cast and leaving everyone excited for more.
Nice job, kid.
Thanks.
While Garfield's Peter Parker isn't really much of a geek and Tobey Maguire wasn't quippy enough when fighting villains, Holland finds the perfect balance between Peter and Spider-Man. Not bad for a supposed neophyte.
Wait a minute. You guys aren't the real Avengers. Hulk gives it away.
Number 6. Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, replacing Edward Norton.
Hulk! Smash!
The Incredible Hulk was the second entry in Marvel's shared movie universe, and getting the character right was crucial. Though Edward Norton received a lot of praise for his ferocious take on the character, rumor has it he also managed to upset just about everyone over at Marvel, which could be why the part was recast for the Avengers.
Puny God.
The news that Mark Ruffalo was joining the ensemble for the all-star team-up was met with a mixed response. But Ruffalo's acting chops won audiences over. His gentle portrayal of Bruce Banner and frighteningly powerful version of the Hulk are practically perfect. And we're not just saying that to keep him from getting angry.
Now go be a hero.
Number 5. Matt Ryan as John Constantine, replacing Keanu Reeves.
Welcome to my life.
Whether or not you like Keanu Reeves' portrayal as Constantine, there's no denying that the silver screen adaptation as a whole took the Demon Hunter protagonist into a completely different Americanized direction. Traditionally, Constantine is a British character, completely disinterested, certainly talented, and dripping with sarcasm. Matt Ryan's take on the mystical character on the NBC series Constantine is lifted right out of the comics, and the Welshman carried on quipping until NBC canceled the series in its first season.
Here's where they can reach me. Oh, you can. If you enjoy breathing.
The character reappeared in Season 4 of Arrow, where his mystical origins made for an interesting concept with Arrow's grim realism.
Well, I've had worse hangovers.
Number 4. Chris Evans as Captain America, replacing Matt Salinger.
What do you think?
Chris Evans was a surprise pick to play Captain America after his Fantastic Four movies received a critical pounding. Fortunately, Evans more than redeemed himself and has been a standout of the Marvel Cinematic Universe ever since his first Avenger days. However, long before the MCU, Matt Salinger starred as the shield-throwing Captain in a straight-to-video movie. The film itself isn't widely known, and Salinger struggles as Cap, but Evans did at least have some competition. It goes without saying that he knocked it out of the park, portraying the character with more heart than Salinger or indeed anyone else ever has, and as a result, he remains one of cinema's most recognizable faces.
Job. We try to save as many people as we can.
Number 3, Jon Bernthal as the Punisher, replacing Ray Stevenson.
This is just the beginning.
Punisher Warzone was an ultra-violent attempt at bringing Frank Castle to the screen, and while Ray Stevenson proved to be suitably brutal, he ultimately could not keep hold of the Punisher mantle for another movie. 8 years later, Jon Bernthal donned the skull logo in season 2 of the surprise Netflix hit Daredevil.
I think I'm done. I think I'm done.
Bernthal was the standout inclusion for the second season, even including Elodie Young's ruthless introduction as Elektra, as he beautifully toes the line between sympathetic and completely insane. Ultimately, Bernthal did what Stevenson never could by guaranteeing his return, in this case by way of a Punisher spinoff. Number 2, Ben Affleck as Batman, replacing Christian Bale.
Well, here I am.
Coming off the critical failure that was the Daredevil movie, it seemed like Ben Affleck's introduction to the DC Extended Universe was doomed to fail. However, Batfleck surprised the world by standing head and shoulders above his co-stars in Batman v Superman. He also brought a ruthlessness to the character that wasn't present in Bale's performance, ensuring that the Bale v Affleck debate is sure to continue for many years.
You were never a god. You were never even a man.
Just the fact that it's an argument in the first place is credit to DC's ability to recast. After all, Affleck followed one of the genre's greatest lead actors in Bale, while Bale only had to replace Batman and Robin's George Clooney.
This is why Superman works alone.
Number 1, Charlie Cox as Daredevil, replacing Ben Affleck.
Hey, how you doing?
He would later make up for it in the DC universe, but Ben Affleck's portrayal of the Man Without Fear kept Marvel from bringing the character back to live action for over a decade. Fortunately for us, they did bring him back via a new format, and Netflix proved to be the perfect home for Daredevil.
What exactly do you think that was?
Lead actor Charlie Cox brings a reserved modesty to Matt Murdock, which he uses to contrast with his conviction and brutality while in the suit. Daredevil has opened up Marvel's Netflix universe to spin-offs and team-ups, and that is largely thanks to Cox's subtle and engaging performance.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.